On a dark, foggy night in June 1942, a long, scary German submarine came out of the ocean near Long Island. Its big metal door opened and 4 men climbed out. They were wet, shaking, and scared. They carried bags full of money, clothes, and bombs. These men were spies from Germany. They had a secret job from Adolf Hitler. Their plan was to break things in America, factories, trains, and ships, so America would get weaker in the war. But the spies were already afraid, and the first things they said on the beach would later ruin their whole plan. They did not know this. They thought their big secret mission was finally starting. The mission that was not supposed to fail. Hitler named the mission Operation Pastorius. He wanted these spies to destroy important places in America. That would hurt America's army. But the men were not real professional spies. They were German men who had lived in America before. They knew how Americans talked and how they lived. Hitler thought that made them perfect for the job. But something important was happening inside the men. They did not feel loyal to Germany anymore. They were confused, they were scared. Some even liked America. And when they reached the beach, the words they spoke showed that something was very wrong. The landing, a scary night. At 11:30 p.m. on June 12, 1942, the submarine popped up near the beach. The spies pushed small rubber boats into the water. Inside the boats were boxes filled with bombs, disguised as soap, fake fire starters, and lots of American money. When their small boat touched the sand, the leader, George John Dash, whispered, "From now on, we are either dead men or free men." The other spies stayed quiet. They looked around nervously. Every wave sounded like footsteps. Every shadow looked dangerous. They wore German army clothes, so that if someone caught them, they would be seen as soldiers, not sneaky spies. But they planned to bury those clothes right away. Then something happened. A light. Footsteps. Someone was walking toward them. The Coast Guard appeared. A young Coast Guard man named John Cullen was on patrol. When he saw the spies, he thought they were fishermen. He shouted, "Who's there?" The spies froze. The youngest spy, Heinrich Heinck, whispered, "We should kill him." Dash, the leader, quickly said, "No, don't do anything stupid." He walked toward Cullen and pretended to be a fisherman. "Our boat broke. We need help." Cullen did not believe him. Their accents were strange. Their clothes were strange. Then Cullen saw the boxes half buried in the sand. The young spy whispered in German, "He knows too much. We must get rid of him." Dash glared at him and said to Cullen in English, "Take this money. Just go home." He pushed a handful of money into Cullen's hands. Cullen was scared. He slowly walked away and then ran. The spies watched him disappear in the fog. Heinrich whispered, "He will tell someone." Dash quietly said, "Let him. Germany is losing anyway." This showed that Dash's heart was no longer with Germany. The mission started falling apart. The spies hid the bombs in the sand and rushed to catch a train to New York City. But Cullen had already told his boss what happened. Soon the FBI knew something big was happening on Long Island. Meanwhile, Dash felt strange. He had lived in America before. He liked it here. He felt safe here. He felt at home. He started thinking, "Why am I doing this? I don't want to hurt this country." Another group of spies landed in Florida that same week. Their leader said, "This is the land we must destroy." One of his partners quietly said, "Maybe this is the land we should have stayed in." Now all 8 German spies were in America, but in just 2 days, everything would fall apart. Dash makes a big choice. On June 14th, Dash picked up a hotel phone and called the FBI. He said, "I am a German spy. I have a very important story." The FBI hung up. They thought he was joking. Dash called again. "Listen, this is a real mission. German submarine. Bombs buried in Long Island. Names of spies. This is real." This time, the FBI listened. They told him, "Stay where you are." Dash turned to his spy partner and whispered, "Maybe they will let us live, or maybe Germany will kill us first." Dash knew he had just betrayed the entire mission. At the FBI office, the FBI flew Dash to Washington, D.C. He sat in a room with important FBI leaders. He looked at them and said, "I am not your enemy. I want Hitler to lose." For 4 days, he told them everything: how the spies were trained, what they planned to attack, where they hid the bombs, who the spies were, how the submarine worked. One FBI agent wrote, "He talked like he wanted to tell the truth for years." But J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI director, wanted America to think the FBI had caught the spies all by themselves. So he kept Dash's help a secret. The newspaper said, "FBI catches Nazi spies in huge chase." But the truth was, one spy had turned himself in. The trial and the last words. The 8 spies went to a secret military trial. 6 of them were sentenced to die. Before their deaths, each spy was allowed to say something. Some cursed America, some cursed Hitler. But the youngest spy, Heinrich, the one who wanted to kill the Coast Guard, said something very sad. "We were soldiers with no home, not German, not American, just lost." Dash and Berger, the 2 spies who helped America, were not killed, but they were sent back to Germany after the war, where people called them cowards. Their lives were never the same. The forgotten words. History remembers big battles and big heroes. But this story is about small, quiet words spoken in the dark. When German spies landed on American soil, their words were not brave. They were scared, confused, lost. Their words showed that even spies working for Hitler didn't truly believe in his plan anymore. And in the end, America was not saved by guns or bombs. America was saved by the spies' own words, spoken on a foggy beach in Long Island.